They're wishing they would have left you alone. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family. They're wishing they would have left you alone. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, I was the wrong one to test. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I was the wrong one to test. And they're realizing it now, right? See, what they don't understand is that you get different versions of a person. Point blank, period. Okay? If somebody backstabbed me, betrayed me, or done something wrong unto me, do you think I'm going to give them the VIP treatment? No. But if somebody treated me like a king, if someone treated me with respect, integrity, dignity, love, all right, don't you think that they're more prone to get the VIP treatment from me? Okay? And see, family, when I say people get different versions of you, that's what I mean. They don't all get the same version of you. All right? But see, a person will take for granted your kindness. A person will take for granted you taking a chance on them. And a person will take for granted you giving them the benefit of the doubt. All right. And so most times people think that that's a time for you to be played or a time for you to be played with. Right. Have you ever been tested, at church, on your job, at the gym, any common area? Drop in the comments and let me know. Have a person ever pushed your limits or pushed you to the edge because they felt like they could do that? Drop in the comments and let me know. And do you feel that people have played with you on purpose because they want to see you get outside that kind character of yours? Drop in the comments and let me know. Family, when people finally get what you're willing to give them, when people finally get a sneak peek of what they've been begging for, when people finally understand you don't want this monster over here, you don't want this beast over here, they start wishing they would have left you alone. You follow me? And so, fam, that's what we're going to speak about within this video, okay? Once again, they are wishing they would have left you alone. But now they are living every day of it in regret. I promise you. Fam, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. We are right here in front of the legendary Great Couch Steel, y'all. How y'all doing, fam? What y'all got going on, all right? Now, as y'all know, I got to say it for the record for my foodies over here because on my other channel, I got to say the same thing, all right? But what I had for dinner, y'all, was some leftover grill food. I had some what we call it, smoked wings. I smoked my wings in apple wood as well as cherry wood. All right, I'm very particular. I like my food having a fruity smoked taste, if you will. I did some patty homemade hamburgers as well as some pasta salad and baked beans. Okay, so that was my dinner for today, y'all. Took it easy. I'm still in the calorie deficit. You feel me? But I got to get me some scrumptious grilled food. All right. But anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and get directly into this video. Y'all drop in the comments. Let me know what y'all ate, how y'all day is going, all that jazz. Number one, it's going to be this right here, fam. Your words are no joke. Okay. Your words are no joke. All right. So you take, for instance, the little quiet kid who's in the corner, at school, the little quiet adult who's always in the corner at work, the quiet adult who's sitting in the very, very back at church, the quiet adult who's, out in the gym, mind their business, do their workout, train their martial art, and get up out of there, right? But, you always got that bully who got to just test the waters. You always have that person who does the most. You always got that person who's like, I'm going to try him. I'm going to try you, right? And they understand real early on that you're not him. You're not her. You're not that guy. You're not that gal. You're not the one who's going to allow a person to say what they want, do what they want, or just put you on the spot without you having some witty comeback, okay? Your words are no joke, all right? That little quiet kid, that little quiet adult, that little quiet person shocks them every single time. Why? Because they were not expecting that. You're always in the corner. You're always to yourself. You're always quiet. You never say anything to nobody. I thought that I can approach you a certain way. Uh-uh. I thought that I can say something to you in a certain way. Uh-uh. I thought that I could make you look like the fool, embarrass you in a certain way. No. All right. Your words are no joke. They don't realize that you have a black belt in cussing somebody out. You have a martial arts degree in body slamming somebody with your words. You have, the highest belt in beating somebody up with your dialogue. I'm not saying this for bragging rights, all right? But I am saying this in a way of you understand how to hold your own and protect yourself verbally. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Your mouth is no joke. Pause, especially for my guys. But the point is, y'all, is that your words are no joke. They cut extremely deep. You're always trying to be kind and nice, but just like you have that side, there's a polar opposite side as well, okay? Number 2 is going to be this right here, fam. They became emotionally attached to one side of you, all right? I'm going to say that once again, y'all. They became emotionally attached to one side of you. Have anybody ever heard the saying, they love your hand and not your heart? I'm going to say it once again. They love your hand and not your heart. That's a person who fell in love or became emotionally attached to one side of a person. So this person probably gives money, gives time, gives energy. All right. They're always giving something. They give a purse, they're giving wallets, they're giving gifts. You get the point. They are all-time giver. And so on the flip side, that person don't know what it looks like to not receive from this particular person. Oh yeah, y'all. I'm not saying that they don't know how it feels to not receive from, everybody. No, it's one person who they require that from, and it's another person who they be like, oh, no, I know what to get from this person. All right? I know what to expect from this person. No, expect the same thing from them too, because this person should not be held up on a pedestal or be held up to high regards or expectations, especially when you're not reciprocating that energy. Okay? Why expect so much from me, but I can't expect much from you? That's imbalanced. You get what I'm saying? But the point is, y'all, is that they became emotionally attached to that giving hand. That's why they say they love your hand and not your heart. All right? Are you going to still be able to receive that person as a friend, a loved one, a family member, somebody special, if they can't give you anymore? Now you got to stop loving their hand. You got to love their heart. Are you going to be able to show up for a person who's not able to financially show up for you, but they can still give you kind words and pour into you? Are you going to love their hand, or are you going to love their heart? See, I need you to understand something, y'all. They became emotionally attached to one side of you. They don't realize that, hey, it can get nasty over here too. Don't just become emotionally attached to this kindness. Don't just become emotionally attached to when everything is all good, when I'm just only smiling, all right? Don't get attached to that, all right? Now, again, I'm not saying you just going to wig out of nowhere. I'm saying it can't be an imbalanced relationship. Don't love my hand. Love my heart. That's all. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. Don't love my hand. Love my heart. Number 3, it's going to be this right here, fam. Playing with the wrong one backfire, all right? Playing with the wrong one backfire. A thin line between love and hate. Martin Lawrence, Bobby Brown was in that movie. It was a whole bunch of, classic actors in that movie, right? But a thin line between love and hate. The lady told him, don't play with me. The lady was trying to actually get away from Martin. But he had the playboy mentality. He had the playboy mindset. He like, no, I'm going to hit that. No, I'm going to get that. And he got that, but he also got more than that. Some women actually value their bodies. And some women have level-headed, reactions. And some women don't have level-headed reactions according to the movie. But I'm going to be honest. If y'all ain't never seen Fatal Attraction, if y'all ain't never seen Snapped, I think my ex is the worst ever. All these type of shows that show how wives, husbands, boyfriends, and girlfriends unalive their spouse, I don't know what will motivate you to understand that this is a real thing outside of that movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. But anyway, this shows you that playing with the wrong one can backfire. All right. She told him, don't play with me. Don't waste my time. You know, I can be serious. Meaning, like, when I give myself to a man, I'm really going to give myself to a man. Okay. Again, we can play it like, oh, she was crazy. Yeah, she was, but he also kind of pulled that out of her as well. Every man and every woman pulls something out of one another, all right? Every man and every woman does not pull out the same thing that they would for the next man or woman. That's how powerful that is, all right? You can pull something good or bad out of a person. A person can pull something good or bad out of you, okay? However, depending on what you pull out is what's going to determine of how it's going to backfire, all right? But the point is, y'all, is that playing with the wrong one backfired. And that's why they wish they would have left you alone, all right? Just like the movie Thin Line Between Love and Hate, all right? Number 4, you are serious, okay? You are a serious individual. This is going right back to the playboy, again, who takes or meets a serious woman, okay? Now, outside of the thin line between love and hate, scenario, I ain't going to take it to that extreme on this one. But what I will say is that, let's just say the playboys used to, playing around with girls and females and, women who don't really take it serious. They're just here for a good time. That's the case, especially in these cities like Atlanta, especially in these places like, L.A., all these major cities, Houston, they just playing. It's a big play world. That's why there's a whole bunch of HIV and AIDS and diseases going on out here. But we going to leave that out here for the birds. What I'm saying, y'all, is that when the playboy meet a serious woman, she's going to require marriage. She's going to require marriage. She's going to require commitment. She's going to require respect. I got to pull out. Because I'm a playboy. I just want to play. You follow what I'm saying? Somebody drop in the comments and say, you playing with the wrong one. This is what I'm talking about. When you are serious, you're going to expose those who's wasting your time and playing with you, male or female, all right? Number 5, y'all, the last thing is going to be this right here. It hurts to take accountability. Okay, it hurts to take accountability. Now, I got to pick on my ladies on this one, but it's true, y'all, all right? It's true. This is not just coming from me. This is coming from experience, and even other women and other men know this as well. But anyway, so what I've noticed with a lot of women is that it's difficult for most women or a lot of women to take accountability, all right? It is difficult. And so most times when the relationship ends, what does a woman say? The first number 1 survey says he cheated. Next survey says he was a narcissist. Next survey says he lied to me. Everything is about what that man did and not what she did, all right? Now, I'm not saying that this is all women, but I am saying that this is a lot of women, all right? Rena, what are you saying right now? Instead of saying, I just wish I would have left him alone. I wasn't ready for him. I wasn't ready to be a mature woman. I wasn't, fully healed. Everything, but he was a narcissist. He was a bad person. He was this, he was that. Instead of, taking the accountability and saying, I wish I would have left him alone. I wish I was not, not necessarily forced into this relationship, but I wish I would have never got into something I wasn't ready for, right? Again, everything else but taking accountability, this is what it leads to. It hurts to take that accountability, and so it's so easy to say, oh, man, he did this, he did that. The point is, y'all, is that really what she's saying is, I wish I would have left him alone. That's all. And so instead of taking that accountability, she just kind of take out everything on the man, all right? But with that being said, y'all, that's going to conclude this video. We'll do a recap and then we'll get up out of here. But number 1, your words are no joke. Number 2, they became emotionally attached to one side of you. Number 3, playing with the wrong one backfired. Number 4, you're serious. And number 5, y'all, it hurts to take accountability, all right? With that being said, fam, y'all be sure to get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, Yes Sir hoodie, book a one-on-one session with your boy, and you can check out any one of my books. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.